3, 2, 1, click. This is Date With Us, a dating sim podcast where two lover girls, me, Kanisha,
and me, Claire,
date, mate, and rate cyber sweeties because every gamer needs a little love in their saves.
We're inviting you to join us for our digital debriefs about our pixelized paramours. Whether they're in visual novels, roguelites, or funky indie darlings, we'll dish on who we're romancing and if our choices really mattered.
It doesn't matter if you're here to get love, lust, or just the bus.
You'll get to know at least one worthwhile person. Yourself.
So, light some candles,
Partake in a vice of your choosing,
and we'll give you the lowdown on the games to download.
Kanisha.
Hi, Claire.
It's the spring.
Woo! Yay!
Also, it's our first episode, just the two of us, since fall.
Since season 1.
Since
Is that
season
true?
1. We've been dating with us and being so welcoming to everyone that we have not had the chance to gush just the two of us about a game in a while.
Claire's mine, everyone. Just kidding.
I mean, look, we know we're out here in public calling each other our podcasting partners in life. So, I mean, at least I'm calling you that.
And you're mine. So, yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, it's season 3. It's the spring. I hope you all have been making it through winter to the best of your ability, whether that is being in community with people that you love, playing games that you love, or just listening to the two of us and our pals. Hopefully you made it through as unscathed as one can be during these trying times.
Absolutely.
And speaking of trying times, not at all. We have some trying times upcoming where Date With Us is playing our first well and proper horror game.
Oof.
If you'd like to join us for that on Monday nights in the month of April, so it has already started, I believe, by the time you all are hearing this episode, but we've just started. So we will be streaming Doki Doki Literature Club in preparation for an upcoming episode on Monday nights in April on the Claire After All Twitch channel.
Keep us in your thoughts.
Thoughts and prayers. I'm scared. What else are we doing? Okay, so other things that are upcoming. So this season is our spring season. This is season 3. We try to stick to 5 games per season. Sometimes we float up to 6. We're learning. And I guess if you look at this season, really, it's 7 games. Oops.
Oopsie.
All right, so this episode, you've got just me and Kanisha. You've got the Date With Us girlies, and we are talking about Kaichu, the Kaiju dating sim. In 2 weeks, you will hear us chatting away with friend of the show, Bo Poe from the Underplayed podcast. We will be talking to Bo about the Emily Is Away complete trilogy. You might want tissues for that one, I feel, already. I am not even done with the games yet, but I just feel that might be a necessity. And then 2 weeks after that, May 6th, we're welcoming Kayla from the JK Games podcast to talk with us about what we think might be our first matchmaking style dating sim.
Mm-hmm.
Love Ghosty. And then 2 weeks after that, in May 20th, we will be talking about the game Nova Hearts with Kiwi Evergreen. And our season finale will be about Fields of Mystria with Jill, the Indian Farmer. So we are so excited to have an incredible season of guests, an incredible season of games.
Thank you for joining us. Woo!
Yay! And more time to chat with all of you about these things. And I think we've got a great variety of games this season. And I'm excited. You also will hear, we've got the live streams. You also may hear 1 or 2 bonus episodes. I heard some rumblings about some bonus episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're excited to get to share all of that with you. So,
Yes.
If you like Date With Us, if you're having fun here with us, you can find us online at datewith.us, or you can find us on Blue Sky and Instagram. And one of the best ways that you can support the show, other than just telling your friends and family, well, up to you on the family front, in real life, about what we do and what you enjoy, or going into whatever little podcast app you're on right now and smashing that 5-star rating and review button. It is always really helpful as the show grows and we're trying to find our audience of fellow love lovers just like us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, That's housekeeping.
Let's get into it. We have our tradition. Claire and I are falling in love as we talk about love in these games with the New York Times 36 questions to fall in love with anyone. And this is question number 13.
Wow.
If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
This question is so big.
It is so big. I will say part of, and this is a very me answer, very me thing to say, but part of what I love about life is not knowing. I, as most humans, struggle with ambiguity, but I do love being surprised. And so I like seeing the outcomes of my actions and how they compound without like not. Yeah, I just like going in and seeing what happens, which, yeah.
You're like, oh no, the consequences of my own actions. I'm thrilled.
I mean, yeah, sometimes they're good. Sometimes, and yeah, it's just surprising like how things come back. I love that. So I don't know. What I would want to know is like, I mean, one of my dreams I used to always say, work in a TV writer's room, check, and fall in love. And I haven't gotten to that second one. So I would just want to know like, not who, but if. You know what I'm saying? If that's still coming. I would be curious to know, like, a hint. I wouldn't even want to know when.
If
Just like a
falling in
yes
love.
or no. I mean, I'm falling in love with you, clearly. But, you know. like,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Like long-term romantic, your
Yeah.
classic romantic love.
I'm Disney princess pilled, unfortunate. Like, my brain's ruined. Scrambled
God.
eggs and songs up there. So,
where are the
yeah.
princeps in the crew? Regents,
I
my
know.
lieges.
My lieges come through. Yeah. I think that's it.
Wow.
What about you, Claire? What would you want to know?
So I was looking at this question this morning, and in the true opposite of Kanisha fashion, I was like, this is a nightmare of a question, primarily because it implies that I really should ask it things, right? It's like, what do you want to know? What about these things? And so I'm like, well, how do I most optimize? And then I'm like, but then if I know about optimizing, like, what is the truth? Like, the truth? How are we defining truth? Like, where is this crystal ball pulling from? Is it pulling
Yeah.
from across timelines? Like, what is the most best optimized version of my life? Like, should I have gone into XYZ different things that I thought I would do at different points in my life? What if I was a goth crime scene investigator like I wanted to be for a period of time? You know, like all of those things of like the sliding doors
Yeah.
moments. But then I'm like, if I know any of those, you know, is it Sylvia Plath? The fig tree?
I don't know.
Wait.
Yeah. That's one for our search engine.
Yes. Okay. It is Sylvia Plath. So
Okay.
I'm going to read you a quote from the bell jar.
Okay.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I saw my life branching out before me like the green fig tree in the story. From the tip of every branch, like a fat purple fig, a wonderful future beckoned and winked. One fig was a husband and a happy home and children, and another fig was a famous poet. Another fig was a brilliant professor. Another fig was E.G., the amazing editor, and another fig was Europe and Africa and South America, and another fig was Constantine and Socrates and Attila and a pack of other lovers with queer names and offbeat professions, and another fig was an Olympic lady crew champion, and beyond and above these figs were many more figs I couldn't quite make out. I saw myself sitting in the crotch of this fig tree, starving to death just because I couldn't make up my mind of which of the figs I would choose. I wanted each and every one of them, but choosing one meant losing all the rest, and I sat there unable to decide. The figs began to wrinkle and go black, and one by one, they plopped to the ground at my feet.
As someone who has talked about like their mental health in the future and possibility at a dark time being like, oh, like all my possibilities, I can't see them, like they're black. I will say like I've come to appreciate the thing about trees is that they shed branches and they grow new ones. And I feel like this comparison, like when I think about it sometimes, it's just like that tree is ever changing. It's like you said, the sliding doors. But I feel comfort in that like those some of them fall away, but some of them change and grow and expand as time moves on. So if you're not, if you don't have your cast of lovers with queer names, this year, you could have it in 5 years, and you don't know. And you don't know which baby branches off that branch fell off and came back to get you there. So, or maybe you need a few extra feet.
Yeah.
Like that's what comforts me about that, but I get that not being comforting for some.
No, and it's not that I don't find it comforting, it's that I just think it works really well in in this specific case of like, if a crystal ball could tell me about myself, if I could see that tree, I think I might be worse off.
Yeah.
Like she says, where she's like sitting there just paralyzed and watching it rot. And it's like, I fear that if I had a crystal ball that could tell me whatever the quote unquote truth was supposed to be, that I would end up sitting in the crotch of a fig tree staring at possibility and letting it pass me because I'm overwhelmed by whatever it is.
Wow. Yeah, this question too is hard because there's no limit on the questions. Yeah, I think that really...
It's really, really classic us to be like, actually, I take umbrage with this question.
I know the way it's formed. Like, let's really talk about the implications.
Yeah, I think I'd like to know, I don't know, going on the most like basic level, I think I'd just like to know but then it's like, if you ask, am I going to end up happy? And then it's like, no.
I know.
Then like, what?
Like, okay, well.
Like imagining an 8-ball situation instead of a crystal ball.
Yeah, you'd have to have the discipline to ask questions you want to know the answer to. Or, avoid questions you don't want to know the answer to. And the insight to be able to discern that, which I think many of us don't have.
My problem is I think I have the insight, but I don't think I have the
discipline to not ask.
Yes, I am nosy. And so I think that is really tough.
I think that is one thing about me. Like, I tend to be, passive isn't the word, but I tend to like be pretty accepting of certain things. And so sometimes I am like, I accept that I don't want to know more about that.
That's a skill I'm trying to get better at.
It's hard. A lighthearted example is when there are like music artists I don't like. I have no curiosity. Like if I know, no shade, but I don't like Addison Rae. So if I know I don't like Addison Rae, I've heard enough. I don't have to go listen to her whole album to prove it to myself. I'm just like, she's not for me. And
yeah,
happy for everyone else. It's like things like that, where it's just like, what do I glean from like wasting my energy to know more about something I already don't care about? And it's not a lack of curiosity, but when you're someone who like has less attention as a resource than others, you just have to be...
What?
Whoa. You just have to be discerning. Like, I'm like, I just can't. Like, I already have a limited amount of attention I can give to things for today, and it cannot be about something I already don't like.
Well, and I think like that makes sense for this show too, where it's like, yeah, a lot of the games we play, we do end up at least liking part of, because we're not out there looking for games that we already know we're not going to enjoy playing.
Yeah.
And like everyone, lifetime is a finite resource. So figuring out how to whittle some of the decision paralysis of life down a little bit is probably not a bad idea. But it can feel really hard, especially in the internet age, where it's like you have to know everything about everything all the time.
Right. We at Date With Us want to give you a refuge from that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can just know about things you love and be happy and not miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we need a little misery to spur us into action, but hear about our little dating sim games. We like to keep that dose light. We like to keep it in the themes and people who are crafting those wonderful stories and not shaming you for not knowing about silly little games that are important.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We're for good vibes and we're for love in all of its forms over here.
Happy spring. Spring is for lovers.
I see roses opening, those time-lapse videos of tulips swaying in the wind.
Anime intro.
I literally see the sun's rays blowing up. You know how the Sailor Moon, what the fuck
Sailor
are they called?
Scouts, but I've never seen Sailor Moon.
Claire, what the heck?
I know.
You have to watch Sailor Moon. I was gonna say, I feel like, like solar sun. That's how I feel in spring. But yeah, I need you to watch. What are we doing here, actually? I'm like, we cut the podcast.
Cut the feed.
Literally turn it off. We need to go remedy that.
Actually, maybe that's a good bonus episode is if you tell me which episodes or like which version, because there's like 20 different,
Oh my gosh.
so you'll have to build my journey and we'll go on it together.
I'll work
If
on
you're
that.
interested in hearing about that, let us know. If you're not, no judgment. But if you are, let us know. Maybe we'll make a bonus episode called like Claire Witnesses Sailor Moon or something.
I'm going to find a Sailor Moon game for us to play as a bonus episode. I'm sure
Fun.
there's something out there.
Amazing. Well, okay. What are we actually here to talk about? We're here.
Woo!
Woo! Spring.
We are on task. We're here to talk about Kaichu, the Kaiju dating sim.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kaichu is a dating sim about kaiju. You play the role of Gigachu, a gigantic romantic looking for love. Meet 6 other eligible kaiju and visit 24 famous actual real life landmarks where Gigachu will answer challenging compatibility questions to decide the fate of your relationship. Give romance a chance and let love smash its way into your heart with Kaichu. This game was developed by Squiddershins and is published by Top Hat Studios Incorporated. It is $9.99. It is often on sale, and I would say it was absolutely worth $10. I'll throw that out there right now.
There are no content warnings listed for this game, but the relationships we go through with the datables touch on some themes of trauma, PTSD, isolation, and whatnot. So while you can expect a mild and lighthearted experience through this game, just be aware that there are some real themes that we go through in building relationships that might come up while you're playing.
Also, single parenthood.
Yes.
I feel like parenthood and child. One of the datables has a child, so that's
Lots of little children, I
take.
think.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
like I suppose that is how that would work when you're a moth.
But there's a cute. We're getting into it.
Yeah,
We're
we gotta
jumping ahead.
start. This game is so cute. First and foremost, so cute, so cutie, so cute. Like
Adorable.
bright colors, pastel vibes, like yeah.
Soft little character designs. They're very round, very chippy.
Yes. I will say this game is a small bite game.
Yes.
I played all 6 of the romantic relationships all the way through, plus the failed ending. And combined, I have less than 7 hours of playtime.
Same. Actually, let me look, because I think mine says something crazy like 3.5.
That might be because I toxically leave my Steam open all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was super, super short. I will say I did not do the failed ending because I was just like, no. I cheated and looked at the Steam achievements that I didn't have after going through all the datables, and I was like, I don't need to be heartbroken in my little game. But I think like it would have added an extra 30 minutes max to do that ending.
Oh my god, not even.
Yeah.
Especially if you play the other ones first, it's especially fast because a lot of the news scenes have like repetitive dialogue.
Which you can skip. Thank you, Squiddershins, for that.
Let me skip repetitive dialogue, please. So I pulled, for the mechanics of this game, I pulled their own descriptions, mostly because I was like, they've written it perfectly, I think, as to how this game is structured.
Absolutely.
Two characters that we see often called Brevity and Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what the game sounds like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
There's no voice acting in this game, but there are vocal inflections like the demonstrations we just gave you. Additionally, the soundtrack for this game, which I thought this was cool, is by the same person who did Kind Words and Slay the Spire.
Wow.
Clark Abood, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wanted to save this, but I couldn't get it to work on my Steam Deck. Like, I didn't hear it at all, which is disappointing because I was like, this game looks like it would have a really cute soundtrack.
Wait, yeah, that's such a bummer. I also played on the Steam Deck and I didn't have that problem.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe mine needed an update or something, but it didn't ruin my experience too much. So.
Yeah, that's just a bummer.
Yeah.
Wait, so did you hear the vocals or no?
I did hear the vocalizations, yes.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know what happened to my game file or whatever, but yeah, it was.
I mean, there were definitely moments that were like silent for too long.
Yeah.
I think. But, huh.
Yeah. No music. It was funny though, because the vocalizations did remind me that I am a human soundboard, and I was like, oh, I sound like Brevity a lot of the time. Like, wow. Oh.
Hmm. Yeah, I did have that specific thought of like, she kind of sounds like Kanisha.
Yeah. I saw myself. I was like, oh, what am I doing here?
Meanwhile, I really saw myself in Gigachu, the giant pink kaiju that we were.
Yes. Gigachu's our player character, and Gigachu's so cute. And I felt that too. I was like, this is exactly what love aggression is. There's like Claire beaming hearts at me and at buildings that are falling to the power of her love.
Yeah, the way that you match with characters in this game is there is a demolition, dating, courtship ritual. Pause. Okay. The structure of this game. We've got the news broadcasts that come in between the demolition, dating, courtship rituals. So in the very first scene of the game, the newscasters are like, oh my gosh, there's a big kaiju. Gigachu is on the rise, trying to figure out who they're going to love. And you get to choose pronouns.
Yay.
Which they've got. I love that they had like a real variety pack in here because they had the classics. You know, you've got your she, her, they. We've got, or she, him, they. We've got the me erasing he, hims from the
misandry's off to an early start this season. I love it.
They also had a neo-pronoun variety pack, which I really love. And then they added chu and chu as the pronouns that are the auto-populating pronouns for Gigachu, which I thought was super fun.
And I'll jump in here. What's awesome about these two is that the datables do have real variety. Like there are datables that are using neo-pronouns and then our classics, as we call them. So it's not just about giving you choice, but that is presented in the datables as well.
Absolutely. As we said, there were 24 locations that you can go to on these demolition, dating, courtship rituals. And then within each of them is a significant, what they call a smashable monument. So as you match compatibility questions, there is basically a double plus good, yay, you did it. There is a fine answer, and then there is an incompatible answer. So when they're very compatible, they're smashing the shit out of this building. And when they're incompatible, they're both like, ah, and look away.
Yeah. It's sad. What's fun is that you navigate through a world map. So after the news segment, you pick your next landmark that you are going to destroy with your lover, and then your performance is evaluated in a little news article that shows how your performance is affecting you moving through the relationship. Once you hit a certain point of progress, you have to fight a secret weapon from a military power.
From our last main character, Major Panjandrum.
Who is hell-bent on stopping your cataclysmic cavorting through the world's landmarks and to break you up.
Did you watch Phineas and Ferb ever?
I did.
You know the guy who is the military guy who Perry interacts with? I could not stop thinking about that guy with this military man.
Okay, but this military man sucks, and Perry's boss is iconic.
Yes,
but yeah, I see the similarities. Yes,
it just really reminded me. Anyway, sorry, I had to get that out because I was like, oh my god, this crossed my mind, and I just really feel like you would be Phineas and Ferb pilled enough that I could say that. So.
Oh, wait, I'm literally looking it up right now. Oh, Francis Monogram.
Oh yeah,
they even have
Monogram, Major Monogram.
They even have similar the names ending in M.
Does Panjandrum mean anything?
I don't know. Panjandrum.
That's what I was trying to figure out if it was
Oh, it is a word. A person who has or claims to have a great deal of authority or influence.
Well,
wow.
Hilarious joke, Squiddershins. I love it.
The Panjandrum is also a thing. It was a massive rocket-propelled explosive-laden cart designed by the British military during World War II. So, fitting. Apt. name.
But I will say, if you are listening to this and feeling worried about the fate of your kaiju, simply don't. It is never a question of if we're going to survive. It is mostly a series of ineptitudes from Major Panjandrum.
Yes, he is definitely getting thwarted. While he makes us think of Major Monogram, he is more like Doofenshmirtz.
Yes. Amazing. Yeah. And so you go through these things. As Kanisha said, you face the secret weapon villain, Mekachu. Mekachu is there to basically make you second guess your whole relationship and try to break you guys up. Because if your relationship is going well, you are simply destroying things all over the world. And if your relationship is going poorly, you're not. So the humans, but it's like the newscasts are part newscast about like the safety of places to evacuate. And then also part newscast, like Entertainment Weekly, the stars are doing this, like, and people want this. And did you catch the part where they talked about how all of the names of these kaiju were voted on by humans in an online poll?
Oh my gosh, no, I didn't actually.
Yeah, I wrote that one down because I was like,
cute.
lore?
I loved all of the couple names. Like, depending on the dateable, you get a new couple name that they reference you out. And I thought that was adorable.
Yeah, I think I have almost all of them written down. So it might be a good time for us to go through let's go through our dateables and then quickly so we set the scene of all the options.
Yes.
Then we'll get into who we're romancing because I'm so curious who you went for first.
Okay.
Do you want to trade off?
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
Yeah, I want you to go first.
Okay, great. First up, we have Garuden, he, him. He is like a muscular gym rat bird bro. And your couple name with him is, I think, Garuchu?
Yes, Garuchu. And then you have Masra, the plant moth mama. She is her. And she is a single mama just looking for love, commitment, and stability. But is it Moss-Chew or
Mossy Chew?
Mossy Chew? Ah! Okay.
Isn't that so cute?
That's so cute.
Tephra. She is the like mountainous volcanic lady who you can find in the sea from the map. You go find her and she's got like sick hair and yeah, I love, she's got a lot of personality. And hers is Tephrachu.
And then we have Queen Sidora, they, them, and they are a sea dragon that you also find in the sea somewhere off the coast of like Australia, New Zealand, and Oceania somewhere. They are career-oriented undersea royalty. They are focused, ready to go, and they want someone who's not going to be intimidated by their determination. And their couple name is
Gigachu.
Their couple name is Gigachu.
And they have 3 heads, which is...
Oh, right.
I believe part of the they, them of their pronouns is also that there truly are 3 heads of them. And it seems that maybe... I was like, is only one of these heads looking for romance and the other 2 are mission-oriented? Like, what is the situation here?
I do think they all are, like, in it, but, like, in varying degrees of romance. Yeah.
Amazing. Megaricus. Meg. They are we love all Megs. So Megaricus is a mushroom person. I love the color scheme is this like deep blue, like galaxy-y, like fungal vibe. And their sort of constraint as a love interest is they actually are not able to physically touch you. And so each of these relationships has a limitation, and that one I found really, really interesting because like the visual animations and stuff too. Because when it goes really well on all your other dates, you like sometimes have a kiss, and when you have a kiss with Meg, there's like it's very Pushing Daisies, where they like can't, where it's like the Saran wrap for them to kiss, and it's like a little thing, and they like push their little face away. It's so cute.
Yes, and then finally you have Terpio, Caesar, a sensitive turtle little scorpion. They're so cute. Think if you're dating like the little turtle shells that fly out when you're playing Mario Kart. It's kind of like that. Z are adorable. You find them in the Great Sandy Desert of Australia. Z is very shy, very introverted.
So sensitive.
So sensitive. There were trust issues in the past, so part of your relationship is working through that. Yeah.
Wow. Those are our romanceables. No, like, secret romanceables. The only other ending options other than ending up with these folks or breaking up with them is there is a you end up alone ending.
Yeah.
And it is just sad. It's not like a Monster Prom situation where you can have, like, alone happy and alone sad. It's just alone sad. I think the Steam achievement for that is Gigachu stays single.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, who are we romancing? Claire, I want to hear who you romance first.
Okay, so I did play through all of them.
Me too.
Oh my god, we're back, baby. Both of us nonstop, just like, okay, but what if another one? What if another one?
Yes.
I actually went Terpio first.
Whoa, that's a surprise to me.
Yeah.
What made you do that?
I thought Z looked really cool, and I was like, oh, emo character.
Yeah.
Emo character who has they have a tough shell to crack. What?
Yeah.
What? You're telling me that I could, like, get in there and try to make somebody I love a tough get.
My Cinderella.
Yes. I was like, oh man, Kanisha's gonna love this.
So cute. Yes. I think they were the second to last data boy I went after, though. The first data boy I went after was Masra because
Oh my
I was
God.
like, we're
I
playing
did
the
her
Kaiju
last.
game. No! So I was like, we're playing the Kaiju game. We have to give honor to Mothra, the incredible Godzilla villain. And so, yeah, my little film heart went to her immediately. But then I was like, this is so cute and cuddly and sweet and warm. And I was like, I love it so much.
I was like, my Gigachu is not compatible with Masra at all.
Damn. Yeah, that's fair.
My Gigachu
was not feeling it. I get it.
Well, we were like, we got to travel the world. We got to destroy all these things. And she was very much like, I'm ready to settle down. And I come complete package with family, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But not my personal vibe. Though I will say, this game did make me think that I would be an excellent step parent.
You would, yeah.
I was like, wow, that's how I would like to have children.
It's just like, I had no part in that, but I will help.
I actually think I could be a very chic step parent. So
you would give like that lady in the Parent Trap.
Oh my God.
You would give.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, so I went Terpio first and you went Masra first, which is so interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I went Masra, Megaricus, Tephra, Garudon, Terpio, and then Theodora.
I think I did Masra last. I think I went Tephra Masra.
Fascinating.
Tephra I felt was too much like me to be able to make that work, which is hilarious because it's a game of, it's very much if you are compatible, your answers have to match instead of be complementary, which isn't, like an interesting mechanic overall for relationships.
Yeah.
But I get why, like, if you're going to choose one or the other, you're going to choose complementary answers and not disparate answers. But I was a little bit like, well, some of these things could be complementary. Like, we don't both need to want to fly to date. Like,
right. Yeah, I struggled a little bit on some of them. Like, some of them, it's like pretty easy to figure out their game. But there were like one or two where I was like, oh, and Tephra was the first one where I had like a negative date.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, okay, let me like reevaluate. I had a lot of thoughts about Tephra too because like her placement, you find her in like South America or like, in that area. And it's very interesting because Tephra is an anthropomorphic volcano basically, and there's like ideas about heat and like this passion and like up down that I'm like, how much of this is stereotype, like not in a malicious way. This is interesting. That's all I say. It just was on my mind as I was playing through. But it made her, like, I won't say, like, any less fun. Like, the way that the relationship develops with, like, these very real concerns about almost like mental health, like kind of like working through like someone, a partner who might have like mood swings or challenges, and kind of being compassionate and supportive without being codependent, I thought was a nice storyline. But it just stood out to me that this character is like modeled this way and positioned in this place. And two, I brought the map earlier. That's a big part of the mechanics. And the landmarks that are chosen, I found interesting.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you too, because I found myself like wanting to destroy all of America first.
Yes.
And then,
Okay. Wait.
Yeah. I was like, the Western world has got to go. And then was like, yeah.
I really do. I relate to that a lot. I'm trying to figure out. Maybe I'll grab my Steam Deck quick. I was trying to pull up the map for us. Okay, we're booting into Kaiju. Kaiju. Oh my gosh, the end pictures are so cute though.
They're adorable.
She's in the South Pacific.
Yeah. So it's more like Oceania.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, her being a volcano and having those themes, point still stands. She's in the global south, basically.
Yes. Yeah, and it's also, I do think it's interesting the way that they structure the map, because it is Earth, like it is our world, our map.
Mm-hmm.
But they did, I think, thankfully, not use the like traditional Americanized map that makes the US like the center of the world sort of a thing,
Yeah.
A lot of the continents are a little bit more like tilted, and the viewpoint is from the perspective of being able to, you've got North America and South America sort of positioned a little bit tilted on the side, and then all the way down on the far right side of the screen you've got Antarctica, where you go for your final battle.
Yeah.
Because the military is like, oh my gosh. Yeah, because in South America, that's what it is. Meg is from South America. Meg is from the Amazon.
Oh, I see. The map got me. But Meg is technically from space, I thought.
Yeah, Meg, because she's a mushroom, it's complicated because mushrooms are weird. Complementary.
They definitely give them like a little strange time surfing vibe, which I think, like, aren't mushrooms like one of our oldest life, quote unquote, forms? So
I think so.
I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but as far as, like Kanisha was saying, as far as the locations that have been chosen, we've got a variety. We have 2 in South America, Teatro Amazonas and Mano del Desierto. You also have off the coast of South America, Moai with the heads, Easter Island.
Yeah.
We've got Chichen Itza in Central America, the Golden Gate Bridge, the Space Needle, Mount Rushmore, and the Statue of Liberty. I want to say Nuke Center as like a power plant that is maybe, what do we think that is? Iceland?
Yeah, it could be.
Maps, my weakness.
Yeah, I don't, it's so nondescript that I'm just like, it's giving like the idea of like just some military base in the Arctic or like
Yeah,
Alaska.
part of me wondered if the power plants and the military bases are fake. But I'm not sure.
I think the Nuke Center is, at least. Like
Ekebastuts Grez 2 power station.
That one I think is real.
St. Basil's Cathedral, definitely real. St. Basil's Cathedral, excuse me. Great Wall of China, Taj Mahal, Angkor Wat, the Tokyo Tower, One Fathom Bank Lighthouse.
That one I don't know about.
The Sydney Opera House, Mount Kilimanjaro, the Great Sphinx of Giza, the Eiffel Tower, Bab el Mansour, and Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite locations?
I mean, to destroy. Sometimes I started with the Sydney Opera House. Sometimes I started with Big Ben in Paris, or, the Eiffel Tower. I think the first time I definitely started with Mount Rushmore. Once I got all of the locations, I tried to start with Mount Rushmore, as I hate that one. So
fair. Yeah, absolutely. I love when you're like running around on the map, if you walk through either like little piles of like sand, or if you walk through trees, or if you walk through little hills and stuff, they all disappear because you're just absolutely destroying the area as you're walking through, which is super, super cute, super fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to hear you talk a little bit about the locations or what your impulse was about the locations that were chosen. It does feel like the America ones definitely chosen to give you satisfaction when destroying them.
Yeah. I was skeptical of the African locations just because I feel like at least two are in North Africa. There is Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, but you can't get away with not including Mount Kilimanjaro, I think. And so I was interested about that. And then, yeah, I just felt like, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. No, I'm following along with you as you're saying that. And yeah.
Yeah. Which again, it was tough for me because I was like, on the one hand, like, I'm like, maybe, we could have thrown in like a West African, an East African location. But on the other hand, do we need to throw in those locations to be destroyed? I don't know.
Yeah. That's interesting. Because they're also supposed to like the places, which is an extra layer of complication. Is like,
Yeah.
they say that they're going to these places because the kaiju like these places, and that destroying the places that they like is more satisfying to them. Which I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult to parse. I'm like, I'm glad this is bonding you, and I guess it's like interesting, like, the kaiju culture and humans, like, I guess it makes sense that they would have different ways to regard things. And like the meaning of these places would not really translate to them. But that still as a player is like, yeah, there are some things about going through the gameplay of this game that you're like, on the one hand, yes, but also no. Like you were saying with kind of the complementary answer choices that you need to pick. I too was kind of like going through it. Sometimes it was disappointing that Gigachu like didn't have characteristics that were static about Gigachu, and that
Yes.
they had to find like their own ways to connect genuinely with these different characters, but instead your personality completely changes based on the Gigachu's personality completely changes based
You
on
have to
the
change
dateable.
Gigachu's personality.
Yeah. In order to have a successful date. Which I found like a little disappointing. Like running counter to what I think the game is trying to say, but I understand also like seems like the development team for this game is very small. There's only so many choices and so much logic you can do with a small team. So yeah, that was just something like infinite time, infinite resources, or even just slightly more time, slightly more resources. It would have been nice to have a more developed player character in order to support those themes more.
I found myself thinking about that a lot because it felt like as you get towards the end game with each of these characters and you run into the government mech that's there to destroy your relationship, the major talks with the newscasters about what the government has decided is your relationship weakness, which changes depending on who you're dating because like for
Queen Theodora, for example, during one of the battles, like in the midpoint, they accuse you of only wanting to be with Queen Theodora for their status.
You're like a gold digger.
Yeah. And you have to be like, no, I am not a gold digger.
Yeah.
And then like
for Meg, it's like, are you going to be mad that you two will never touch? And it's like, what? Excuse me?
I liked it because it's like, yes, there are relationships where like physical touch is not romantic relationships where physical touch is not a major component of your interactions. But it's also like, how do you know that? Get out of Meg's business.
Yeah, right?
Like, that's invasive.
Yeah.
With Garidon, isn't it something like, I thought that was crazy. I thought his was crazy because I think it's something like, are you upset that you're going to like him more than he likes you or something like that? I was like, fuck Guard.
I think it was supposed to be like the foil to Masra's like settle down type thing. And that it was like, Gardon's not going to be the kind of person who is like, if you have an anxious attachment style, you're probably not going to love dating Gardon.
Right.
And But that doesn't mean he doesn't care about you, and that doesn't mean that you don't have a fun relationship and you have a good time. But like, they definitely, that it was fucked up that was the question of like,
Yeah.
which I mean, what my research did reveal is that no matter what, that first fight against Mekachu, you will lose. Period. No matter what. So even if you answer all the questions correctly, he will just start asking you more difficult, shittier questions until you fail, and you have to break up and then go and ask the other kaiju for advice on how to navigate whatever the like crux of your potential relationship obstacle is. And so it's like, it feels like this game is trying to teach me more about emotional intelligence and relationships and relating to people. But then at the same time, like you were saying, not having static traits as a main character, or not having, obviously with dating sims, you have to reflect the character's back sometimes if you have an interest with someone, because it is like mechanized, right? But it did feel a little like, okay, wait, they taught me all this stuff, but then the actual mechanic of getting these people is just not really being myself. But I guess the premise is that it's supposed to be like, oh, look, you found a perfect match for Gigachu because this is how Gigachu is, and that you were answering those questions like quote unquote truthfully as this version of Chu.
The gameplay loop is just like disjointed. It's not a loop, which is fine. Yeah. But it's just when you like sit down, because of how short it is and like how actually fun it is to play when you sit down and you like play it back to back to back, like the different saves, the different datables, then it's just like, okay, well,
it gets a bit samey.
Yeah, it gets repetitive, and it's also like you start making connections that aren't favorable to, if I don't know. I mean, it's open to interpretation, but those are where the connections led me. Something I wanted to say too, I don't know if this was a bug, but speaking of Garadon, in one, after I think like the first two acts, Garadon stops fighting with you, even when you answer correctly. So go ahead.
Do you know why?
I mean, I have an idea.
The government gives him bird flu, and he gets sick.
Oh, so that's what it did say.
Yeah. They say that they give him bird flu and he gets sick, and he does, and he physically stops fighting. So he literally will stand there and you do half damage, which also is so fucked up. Bird flu. My God, Jesus Christ. Is it not? When did this game come? I don't even know. I didn't put the release date. Anyway, all that to say, yeah, there is a the government fucking major panjandrum targets Garadon. I almost said Gigachu with a special strain of the bird flu that will make him unable, make him very physically weak. Yeah. And then over the course of the game, he doesn't die, thankfully. He does recover by the end of your like confrontation with Mekachu. But like you are fighting on your own. And it's supposed to be that like, or my guess is that because the whole crux of that relationship is like, you like him more than he likes you. And then that moment is actually him realizing that like a relationship is a two-way street, and that people will like care for you on top of just like seeing you for your shiny feathers or whatever. I don't know that it hit as hard as it could have.
Yeah.
But I was pissed when he stopped doing anything. I was like, what the fuck?
I felt that too. I mean, I think it did support, like, I thought it was interesting. And I think it did support, like, what the arc of that relationship was supposed to be. So I liked it. But I don't know. I feel like, too, I was kind of like, wait, is this what I think it is? Or, you know, like I said, I asked you if it was a bug because I was like, wait. Yeah. So maybe it could have been telegraphed differently.
Yeah. I think as far as character development goes, like that's sort of the arena that we're in right now with this. I think obviously all of the characters, including Gigachu, over the course of one run do grow and develop because you like go through your relationship beginnings, you figure out a way to become compatible or you break up, but you figure out a way to become compatible. You go confront the outside world, in this case, the government, and explain why your relationship, or not even explain, but like stand by your relationship through this confrontation, lose the confrontation, go to the support of your community, see what they think, and then come back and reface this confrontation like stronger than ever, sort of, which I love as a concept. But I do think you are absolutely right on playing it once. Great, super cute. I'm like, yes, okay. And then as soon as you start playing through all the endings, I think it does kind of unfortunately reveal a little bit more of the cracks in the theme and the storytelling.
Yeah. Again, which is fine. But,
Yeah.
it just leaves you to wonder, like, what could have been?
Yeah. Like, it feels like getting into sort of our more late conversation question, like, did our choices matter? No.
No.
Like, the only choice, or the choices matter to, in that there are correct choices and incorrect choices for each person, but the choices that you make don't actually impact who Gigachu is, in that Gigachu is sort of like just a void.
Yeah, I guess what we're saying that this game misses is just like branches for like different, like what the relationships could be based on different traits that you assign to or manifest in Gigachu, which again is a much bigger game,
Oh, yeah.
but it's not something we pick on. But it's just like, again, like, what could have been, or like, would love to see this game expanded, or, something like that.
Yeah, it's a super fun, super cute world, all hand painted. Like, I'm absolutely down to get a little bit more lore expansion when it comes to that, because it does feel like there are moments that feel like, oh, there was more, like there could have been more, or there was more, or like the original, I don't know what the original idea or whatever. I felt like my choices matter at the beginning in who I choose, and my choices matter in that I need to lie and match them. Like,
you don't have choices that allow you to influence or create a unique relationship for your Gigachu with these characters. Your choices are to succeed or not succeed.
It feels actually a little bit like, I don't know, this might be our age difference. Did you way back go in the way back internet machine?
Okay.
Did you ever do those, like, not like Facebook, but like there was a website called like My Yearbook, and there were like a bunch of different like websites like that where you would end up on like kind of personality tests, but they were like stories, and you would choose, and at the end you'd like find out who you got picked for 7 minutes in heaven with, or something like that.
Oh,
and
yes.
This game kind of reminded me of that type of a story structure, where it's like you gotta click the right. Also, the choices, to be so clear, they're not like speaking to one another. It's like smiley face, flat face, frowny face. Those are your options.
Well, yeah, those are the actions you get. And there's like, it's so cute because Gigachu's little hands hold up 1, 2, and 3. And so that's like how you pick 1, 2, or 3 for like the choice that you can get. And then you get their reaction. And what we should say about the reactions is that the newscasters, like, you're playing through a newscast and you know what happened because Brevity and Lucky are doing interpretation.
Yes.
They are like literally like body.
Brevity is like a scholar of Kaichu body language or something.
Yes. And Lucky starts picking it up too, or like, barely. But
They're
it's
quite
very
the
funny.
pair.
They're a cute pair. They're a funny pair. In my head,
it is very like morning newscast.
Yes. What I was gonna say in my head is Lucky is like an Anderson Cooper kind of like, yeah. Yeah.
Why do I feel like this is what you were trying to say?
I would, for our listeners, Claire just did the limp wrist, and that's what I was trying to say, but I was trying to find the sweetest way to say it. I was like, it's giving clocked a little bit. But anyway. Complimentary.
Yeah, I think that's really all there is to say about choices and their impacts. It's a short game, so success, what is it? Did we have fun?
Okay, so success is beating Mekachu. So it feels very defined. However, I did have fun. And related to that, I had fun. And I also had fun doing it 6 times. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, especially personally, I would say the first like 2 runs of this game were very fun. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to finish the rest of them to see. So if you're like a normal person, especially if you got this game on sale, because it is often on Steam sales or in like itch bundles, so worth grabbing, so worth playing through one time, like especially one time to just like pick the one you think is cute, have a little fun time, like absolutely worth the hour or less of your life to have these like little cute guys fighting, knocking down monuments. It was very satisfying to go knock down Mount Rushmore. You're absolutely right. So Yeah, I mean, I had fun.
Yeah.
I would have liked, I think, as we said, small team. If I had my druthers, I would have loved some voice acting. If I had my druthers, I would have loved more music. I would have loved more sound.
I definitely would have loved more music.
But yeah, I do think it was a fun game.
Yeah.
All right, it's our season 3 premiere episode, so we may as well explain once more how we do ratings over here on the Date With Us podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We rate on a scale of 1 to 10. Those 1 to 10s are for spice, which is, steaminess, sexiness even, dare I say.
Whoa.
And then we rate on a scale of romance, which is different than spice, the Twitter-patedness, the Regency hand touching. Yes. And then last but not least, we take a page out of the No Small Games Girlies books. Shout out to Emily and Kate. And we do our overall ratings on a scale of 10 of ourselves. So on a scale of ourselves, how many of ourselves is whomst you most found yourself aligning with over the course of this episode might be the one to kind of give the most credence to here. But either way, we know that there are lots of reasons for games to get lots of different ratings. And also, while I have you here for my little spring premiere episode soapbox, 6 out of 10 games, spoiler alert, I'm going to rate this one a 6 out of 10, can be good games. You can still have fun with a 6 out of 10 game. You can still have fun with a 4 out of 10 game or a 5 out of 10 game. And I am like going through that anti-perfectionist journey of like, this is such a great exercise to be like, wow, this can be really fun and it cannot be a 10 out of 10 Claire game, but like it was still a really fun time. Spice, 1.
0.
Oh.
I'm trying to
there's
think.
like no other than the fact that Mothra has children.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, Mothra has children. I would not. It's really doesn't seem to be like a courtship ritual it doesn't seem like a mating ritual so much as it seems a courtship ritual.
Yeah. I will say Tephra hints at like steaminess, sexual attraction. There are like things that come up. Like you're like, oh, I like Tephra for the body and like da 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 da. And there's like little jokes that have a little bit of innuendo. So you know what? I will bump up to a 1. But yeah, that's it. There's just some
1 out of 10 spice.
Yeah.
Romance?
This is hard because I feel like
3?
I like the variety, like the different kinds of like sustained attraction commitment you can have.
There's a kaiju for everyone.
Literally. But yeah, like it's just so short. It's hard to feel like the connection is just substantial. But the like gameplay, going through the gameplay does like make you think a bit more deeply or reflect on your own experiences. So yeah, I think I would. I'm really trying to find a way to give an extra point here, but yeah, I think I agree with the 3.
I'm like, I guess maybe a 4 just because it's clearly a dating sim. Like it's clearly a game about romance, but yeah, I don't know. And honestly,